Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Daniel and welcome to my channel where I teach beautiful people just like you how to do more things for and by yourself in order to be more self-sufficient and sustainable. In this video, I'm going to be showing you a super simple recipe and method on how to pickle your own peppers. These are jalapeno peppers fresh from my garden. I also have a few cayenne peppers. I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna throw them in the mix in order to make it just a little bit spicier. I'm gonna be taking these garden fresh peppers and turning them into a jar of sliced pickled jalapeno peppers. I put these on pizzas, I put these on nachos, I put them in my pasta of all things. They're just an awesome, delicious treat that I love to throw on so many different dishes. Taking the peppers that you get from your garden or from the grocery store and pickling them allows you to take a bunch of peppers like this and make them last over a longer period of time, because unless you're some kind of jalapeno fiend, it's really hard to use up this many peppers in a short amount of time. So throughout this video, I'm going to be showing you how I process these peppers. I'm going to be showing you how to throw them into a jar, which is pretty self-explanatory. And then I'll be giving you the recipe for my vinegar solution that is super simple and is actually what a lot of people use. So if you're excited to take a couple handfuls of peppers and turn them into an absolutely delicious pickled topping, then this is the video for you. The recipe and the most important things that I'm using in this video today will be down in the description below. All you really need is a jar that's resealable, preferably glass. I'm just using a simple ball mason jar. I'm also going to be using a funnel. You don't really need one, but I think that it just makes the process a little easier. I'm going to be using a metal straw for de-seeding. You can use a chopstick. Of course, I'm just using a knife to cut everything up. I'm going to be using a pot to put the vinegar solution in. That's kind of self-explanatory. Then I'm also using 1 1/4 cups of vinegar, 1 cup of water, and a teaspoon of salt. So that covers all of the ingredients, the recipe, and the equipment. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and make some pickled jalapenos. So first things first, we're gonna be taking our jalapenos, we're gonna be chopping off the tops, and we're gonna be using a metal straw. You can use a chopstick to get rid of the seeds inside the jalapeno. So pretty much the seeds contain a lot of your spiciness factor. The spicier you want your pickled jalapenos to be, the more seeds you want to be left in. The way that I kind of do this is as I'm putting my sliced jalapenos into the mason jar, the first couple jalapenos and the last couple jalapenos, I just don't de-seed them at all. That way I still have some seeds in here to give my jalapenos a little extra kick. I'm also going to be throwing these bad boys in there to give a little extra kick as well. The overall flavor of your pickled peppers is going to be determined by whatever pepper you choose to use and how much of the seeds you leave in and whatever spices that you choose to add in the end. So let's go ahead and start slicing these up. I have a bowl for all the waste that I'm going to discard. That's going to be the tops and the seeds. What you can and probably want to use while you're doing this are some gloves, because this will make your hands spicy. And if you really want to, some goggles wouldn't be a bad idea either. But you know, I like to live life on the wild side, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this without either. So let's go ahead and start processing our jalapeno peppers. So now that I have my first 2 jalapenos in there with the seeds, I'm then going to go ahead and I have the jalapeno here. I have my waste bowl, and then I'm literally just going to stick this straw inside there and twist it around, wriggle it around in an attempt to get some of those seeds out. You'll see that middle stem part. Once you get that out, you're pretty much good to go. You can check the inside. You can even rinse these out if you really want to. Then once you feel confident that you got enough seeds out, you can go ahead and then slice up that pepper. And you can see, no more seeds. So now that we've used all the jalapenos to fill up our mason jar, I'm going to go ahead and take what my wife has kindly informed me to be Italian pepperoncinis. I've tasted pepperoncinis before, and these are extraordinarily hot. Lots of heat behind them. But I'm going to take these Italian pepperoncinis and use these as the topping for my pickled jalapenos. And now that I have the mason jar completely full, and use a metal straw to kind of just pack everything in there. You definitely want to leave, you know, this rim here for headspace. You don't want this thing completely overfilling. That is perfect. So here is our beautiful jar of jalapenos. And now we have to obviously add our vinegar solution to get to the point where we have our pickled peppers. So now that we have all of our peppers neatly inside of a mason jar, we're going to go ahead and make our vinegar solution. Like I said already, it's going to be 1 1/4 cups of vinegar, 1 cup of water, and 1 tablespoon of salt. Let's go ahead and throw that together into this pot, which we're going to be heating over the stove. Our simplest ingredient, 1 cup of water. Then I have our white distilled vinegar. We're going to add 1 1/4 cup of that. In some recipes, people use 1 cup water, 1 cup vinegar, 1 1/4 cups vinegar, 1 cup water, 1 1/2 cups vinegar, 1 cup water. It's all up to taste, and today I'm picking the middle ground and doing 1 1/4 cup vinegar and 1 cup water. And now we're going to be doing our 1 tablespoon of salt. There we have it, 1 tablespoon of salt. We're going to dissolve this all in solution. And while this is kind of coming to a quick boil just to dissolve the salt, I'd like to kind of go over a few things with you. Chances are you just sliced up a bunch of peppers. You have pepper seeds and pepper juice all over your countertops and very possibly your hands. I would like to remind you that it is very important that you wash your hands after doing this and all of your surfaces, preferably with dish soap, because they do a great job at breaking down the acids and getting them off of you. Because it seems self-explanatory until you just spent however many minutes chopping up jalapenos, and then you go to kind of wipe something away from your face, and then you're crying for the next 30 minutes because you have jalapeno juice in your eye. So please don't forget to wash your hands, and it looks like we have our water to temp, so let's go ahead and give this a quick stir, and then obviously we're going to add this to this. So we got our solution up to a quick boil, and now it's time to add the solution to our peppers. So if you were a smart person, you'd probably go ahead and throw your peppers in the sink, but since I'm filming all this, the best thing that I could possibly do is make this as dangerous and stupid as possible. So I'm going to do everything right here on the cutting board and hope for the best. Whenever you're filling, you don't want it to go all the way to the top. You want to leave just a little bit of space, maybe about 1/2 inch. Beautiful. It is very normal that your peppers are going to want to float. That's fine. It's really not a big deal. We are not water bath canning these. We are not going to shelf store these for years to come. This is what's known as a quick pickle. You could literally eat these in a day or two, and they're going to taste just like these do that have been sitting in a fridge for weeks. Obviously, the longer that you let it sit, the more that the flavors will express itself and even out, but this is super simple. All we're going to do at this point in time is allow this to cool down to room temperature, throw the lid on, and throw it in the refrigerator, and this should easily stay good for the next couple of months. Thank you guys so much for being here as I try new, fun, and exciting things, as I learn to do more things for and by myself, like pickling some peppers that I got from my garden. These still are on their journey of becoming delicious pickled peppers. They're going to cool down to ambient temperature. I'm going to put a lid on them, throw them in the fridge, and then they're going to turn just like these beautiful pickled peppers are in just a few days. So it wouldn't be right for me to say goodbye without eating in front of you. And so I'm going to go ahead and just taste one of these pickled peppers that I made just last week. These are the exact same jalapenos that I got from the garden, although I do think that my second round of jalapenos from my jalapeno bush that are in this jar probably a lot spicier than these ones were, but let's give these a taste. As you can see, I've already been eating these pickled jalapenos and I've been putting them on my pizzas, and I think they're absolutely delicious. Compared to what you get at the store, they're crunchier and they're way more flavorful and depending on the jalapenos you get out of your garden, they pack way more of a punch. Once again, thank you so much for being here. This is just a simple recipe to pickle your own peppers at home. I hope that you give it a try and let me know how it turns out down in the comments below. I can't wait to see what I'm making next time, but until then, have an absolutely fantastic day. I'll see you guys then.